Hello everyone, and welcome to Sturtevant Camp, built in 1893 by Wilbur M. Sturtevant. This campsite grew in popularity throughout the Great Hiking Era. The first building on our tour is the Ranger Cabin, built in 1903 by Louis Newcomb, one of the original mountain men of the San Gabriels. Here you'll find a large fireplace with tables and chairs, a perfect place for late night storytelling. Next up is the Swiss Dining Pavillion, built in 1897. This building consists of a large dining hall with a room capacity of 50, along with a fireplace, a full kitchen, a table tennis table, the Adams fireplace room, and a piano. A little further up the trip, we'll arrive at the Retreat Cottage. Let's listen in as Deb Burgess explains a little more about it.
So this is called the Retreat Cottage. It has been formerly known as the Retreat Lodge, but I don't like the fact that it's a lodge. It's not a lodge, so I renamed it the Retreat Cottage. So this is completely self-contained.
It feels like
It requires a minimum of 2 people on a reservation to rent it, but it does sleep up to 6. The bedding comes with it, so you get a nice bed made. It's got a little kitchenette in here, and it's got a little restroom facility as well.
Just above the Retreat Cottage is a large-sized cabin, which consists of a fireplace, a living room, a full kitchen, and a bedroom. Now we're going to continue on our journey, and our next step is at the historical Honeymoon Cottage. Take it away, Deb.
All right, so if anybody wants to peek inside, but it's just in case you don't peek inside, it's just got a double bed in there, and there is actually a bunk bed, so it does sleep 4.
and the bedding is provided.
And the bedding is provided, except for the bunk bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's only 2 places that we actually provide real bedding. It's at the Honeymoon Cottage and the Retreat Cottage.
So were these built originally for tourists or for people living?
Okay, so there's a part that you may not know. Okay, so the camp was built during the Great Hiking Era. It was actually just slightly before the Great Hiking Era.
So like 100 years ago?
Yeah, so camp itself, 1893. The Great Hiking Era ran typically about the 1900s until the Depression in the 1930s. So during that period of time.
That was the Great Hiking Era?
Pardon?
Up to the Depression?
Right up to the Depression, that's in the Great Hiking Era.
So what, there was all kinds of, that was the thing to do in those days,
Yeah, it was the thing to do. There was in our area, in San Gabriels, there were 5 different resorts. Okay, so this is the last remaining resort.
The Echo Mountain? Echo Mountain?
Yeah. But in our canyon itself, there was 5 resorts.
Is this the Santa Anita Canyon?
Big Santa Anita Canyon.
Big Santa Anita Canyon.
Yeah. So, and so the other ones were lost from flood and fire and disuse. So there was Hoagie's Camp, Roberts Camp, First Water Camp, Sturtevant Camp, and Fern Lodge.
People would hike and stay in these
And they
camps.
stay in these cabins. So that, and before, the road was built in the 1935. So they actually came up from Sierra Madre. What happens, we've got people who are coming from all over. They took trolley cars, they took railroads into Sierra Madre, and they would either hike or they would ride the mules, up here, and they would stay, and the ladies would be, dancing with their big long skirts, and the guys in their ties, and and they'd come up here. There was actually mail service up here, and in fact, to all the resort camps. Thousands upon thousands of people came up.
People from Los Angeles came up.
Come up here. Yep. Yeah. So that's the history there. What it's always been that case. When Wilbur Sturtevant died in 1910, the second owner bought it. They kept it a couple of years, and it was owned by about 4 or 5 different people until 1945 when the United Methodist Church bought it.
Is this the oldest ranger station?
Yeah, this one down here is the oldest ranger station in its original location.
In the country?
In the country.
Wow.
Okay, so we're going to move on.
Alrighty, well thank you, Deb. Now we're going to leave the Honeymoon Cottage and head up this trail, and we'll check out the Bathhouse.
So what we've got men's and women's. This is the men's side. They look identical, so don't worry, ladies, okay? You can go peek inside. So there's men and women's side. There's hot showers. There's flush toilets. So there's 3 showers. There's 3 restrooms.
Above the bathhouse, there are 4 cabins, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each cabin include a heater, bunk beds with mattresses, blankets, pillows, and each cabin can comfortably fit a total of 8 people. These cabins are great if you're looking to rent it for a small group of friends or if you have a large party. And their location is not too far from the amenities of the campsite. However, it's just far enough so you can still enjoy a good night's sleep under the stars.
You know, it has sleep 8. There's a propane heater in here so you can be nice and toasty warm. Blankets and pillows are provided. The blankets are wool bag blankets. Typically we recommend people bring sleeping bags because the wool can get a little scratchy. So as you can see, we've got cement floor, we've got white, you know, I mean, is this one painted white? This one's not painted white. Some are, you know, they're just really, they're very bare. So our hope is to bring in some old fashioned, get some old pictures, and get, you know, a what do you call it? A throw rug in there. Throw rug in there.
Some distance away from the last cabin is a portable tank where all the water is filtered from.
What we've got is the water comes from groundwater. It's not really a spring. It's actually under the influence of surface water. It goes into a big potable tank. It goes through a filter there, a coarse filter first. Goes into the tank, gets treated with chlorine. Okay. Then it comes in here and goes through another coarse filter and 4 micron filters. Okay, it gets tested weekly, and it gets sent to the lab once a month. So the water's in great shape as long as we have water.
Water's safe.
Okay, let's go see a chapel.
Below the water tank is a trail that leads up to an outdoor chapel. Let's take a brief moment to enjoy this location.
Want to see? It was an Eagle Scout project.
Eagle Scout project.
A couple years ago, the benches that were here were all just rotting, and they used the post, the original post, but the Eagle Scouts, the primary person, Peter, is one of the son of one of the volunteers that's up here all the time, actually really maintaining it and doing carpentry work and stuff like that. And so they all kind of came up on mule in pieces, and they put it together as part of their project. They're made out of redwood. They're going to last a very long time.
Yay.
So I think this is a beautiful spot, whether you're Christian or you're not, or you just want a spiritual place, or you want to have I don't know, an outdoor conference where you're learning something. Yeah, sing along, whatever. So I think it's really pretty. It's a really nice spiritual place.
Sturtevant Camp has endured for more than 100 years. It is the last great campsite of its kind in the San Gabriel Mountains. So come and enjoy this peaceful getaway and enrich yourself in the beauty of nature. If you would like to reserve a cabin or make a donation to maintain this historic location, please visit friendsofthesangabriels.org, and I'll leave more information in the description below. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure, and until next time, see ya!